Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tim Torok coming at you again, and today is Monday, March 20th, 2017. And yesterday, my family had the luxury of going to Hale Farm and Village in Bath Township, Ohio. It's part of the Western Reserve Historical Society and is also within the boundaries of the Cuyahoga Valley National Park. So it is a great place to visit with your family for a little bit of history in this area. So here you can see the first shot of Hale Farm and Village from the exterior. Pretty standard. You go into the entrance area, so we'll get into it further. So I forgot to point out that yesterday was the Maple Sugar Festival, which went on for 2 weekends at Hale Farm, and there was a pancake breakfast as well. Acme Fresh Market, was one of the 2 or 3 sponsors at the event, and the pancakes were okay. They only used pancake syrup instead of maple syrup, which was a little odd, but that was a pancake. So that's this shot. And here you can see Stephanie with the kids, with the Acme Click dogs, if you will. So we will take another shot of Braden with the dogs as well. And actually here you can see that, Braden giving them a hug. Now this is a cool shot of a car, and I want to point out that when the automobile first arrived, it was dubbed the horseless carriage. First shot of the lie of the land at Hale Farm and Village, and this was an abbreviated visit, so there will likely be another video to come in the future. And here you can see another shot of the lie of the land. I want to point out that you will see a lot of cool stuff in this video from Hale Farm, so please stay tuned. So this is how tree sap is collected from the maple trees to begin the process of making maple syrup or maple sugar. And I want to point out that how many gallons of tree sap does it take to make 1 gallon of maple syrup? The answer is between 40 and 50 gallons of tree sap to make 1 gallon of maple syrup. So there you go. And there you can see the spigot tapped right into the tree for the sap to flow. This is the first shot of the sawmill, which was run by a steam engine. Pretty cool. I, of course, will give you a moment to read this. And the last shot of the sawmill here. First shot of the sugar house where maple syrup is made. I'll give you a moment to read this. So here you can see the machine for boiling down the tree sap. And one thing I want to point out is that the weather was probably perfect for the maple sugaring process because apparently it has to be freezing at night and above freezing during the day for the tree sap to flow throughout the tree. And what you can see is the spigot on the left-hand side there, which drains down into the cylinder below that, which had a sieve within it. Here the gentleman is holding up the different grades of maple syrup, and Vermont, of course, producing the most maple syrup in the United States, and Canada, of course, being the largest producer of maple syrup in the world. Here's another setup for the maple sugaring process, and I must point out that it was very muddy. Another shot of the witch's cauldron. Now that is maple sugar, which of course candies can be made from that. It is hardened and will stay good for apparently forever. So that is maple sugar for you. This is what Hale Farm calls Jonathan Hale's first settlement home on the property. It was built in 1805 when he moved from Connecticut. And you'll see some very interesting things in this home. Here you can see a shot of the bed and a little bit of the knickknacks. Now, One thing that I want to point out in this video, because you won't see this shot, because you won't see it in others, is the chamber pot, which is below the bed on the left hand side, just left of center. And one thing that the lady pointed out, which was really interesting, and I did not know, is that back in that time, corn cobs were used for bath tissue. Picture of the hearth, and that is actually a toaster up front that you can rotate. Now the guide advised that the children slept upstairs and that ladder was collapsible for a little more privacy. So first of all, the bed was made from straw, which was pretty comfortable. Now the woman here is tightening the mattress. There were cords or strings underneath to hold the bed in place. And like I said, you can see that she's tightening the strings. And that is very interesting because she advised that the phrase "good night, sleep tight, don't let the bedbugs bite" originated from this process. This is also interesting. This yoke the woman placed onto her shoulders, and this was for carrying water from the rivers back to the homestead. Now, the term "running water" came from the fact that the children would have to make so many trips back and forth. So that was yet another nice tidbit. And here's the last shot from the house. And as we head on to the next house, so this is metallurgy, and the gentleman is working with steel. I did not stay in the house very long, but it is pretty much fascinating to see all of the facets within this house. And here you can see the gentleman's hammering and shaping the steel. And here we have the candle making house. Now the interesting thing about this house is that it was built by the Hale family for travelers. They could come out to the rural area and do a little bit of vacationing and sightseeing. And here is some whatnot from the home. Of course, candles back then were made from beeswax. So this is only part of Hale Farm and Village, which, like I said, is part of the Western Reserve Historical Society. It is a very nice place to visit in the area to learn a little bit of history and culture. And I know that coming up April the 1st, Hale Farm has an underground railroad exhibit, which I would like to go to. My family did become members yesterday, so please check this place out. The website for the Historical Society is wrhs.org. So this concludes this video. Thanks very much for watching. Please leave any comments that you like and subscribe to the channel. Have a great day. And again, today is Monday, March 20th, 2017.